Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. You are listening to the Mara Makonda Show on Salam Media, and it is time for our book review. Today we are reviewing the book titled Magents 101 by Simon Moditi Kekana, who's joining me on the line right now. Hello, Simon.
Yeah, hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and yourself?
Okay.
All right, so Simon, give us a brief summary of the book Magents 101.
First of all, thank you for being on your show, and I'd like to greet all the listeners. The novel that I wrote, Magents 101, is about a group of young men from different backgrounds, actually. Some coming from privileged one, and some coming from the one that is not so privileged. And it's just a novel that try to highlight the social imbalance in South Africa, regardless of the race and everything post 94, that there's a gap between those who somehow have and those who do not have. And that gap is growing quite big each and every day post 94.
And why the name Magents 101?
Because Magents 101, because it's the whole background of the novel is based in Alexandra, so it's more of a it's the setting is a township tale, but not only that, but the story incorporates what is happening in South Africa, but it's just to show that it's a pure South African tale. That's why I thought of coming up with a name that it's a pure, mostly South African and the township Lino, and I came with the name Magents 101.
All right. Has your upbringing influenced the writing of the story in any way?
Pardon me?
Did your upbringing influence the story in any way?
Being born and raised in Alexandra, I think it somehow had because you get to realize some kind of a lot of things growing up in a place like Alexandra, especially being just a street away from the richest and the most exclusive suburb in the whole of South Africa, like Stanton. So you get to realize just how much you do not have from a very young age. So yeah, I think it really like had something to do with my upbringing. But the whole story is not really all about me, but it's a novel about a young man by the name of Andy who comes from a privileged background, which I'm not, and then he travels to Alexandria to meet his cousin, and from there he gets to meet the challenges that the normal people in the townships get to meet, and then from there it inspires him, to see South Africa in a whole new light. It is not all rosy, and some of the things that need to be talked about, especially post 94 when we expected that everything will be like all equal amongst all races, only to find that it is not the way.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we are living in one of the most unequal countries in the world. I mean, we've seen and even been through racial divisions, but now there's also the division of the rich and poor amongst Black people. We see it on social media with kids of prime ministers and presidents flaunting their riches and expecting everybody to praise them for what they've got, and saying things like, well, just because I have it doesn't mean that I should feel sorry for those of you who don't have it. So where did we go wrong as a country post 94?
Yeah, I think the minute like we started to worry to hero worship people who do nothing for us exactly. The minute we started to blame apartheid for every wrong thing that is happening right now in the country, I think it is unfair. After 26 years, we still blame something that we should have been like over it long ago. And then today we find people who are in power and they're still using something that happened 26 years ago just to just to proceed with whatever that they're doing. And people like me, me being a writer and writing about something and living among those people who are in an impoverished environment, you get to understand that the people that we put in power sometimes should be doing more than they're doing right now.
Definitely. I mean, you can't continue to blame apartheid yet still fill your bags and pockets with money, which is supposed to be benefiting the majority of the people and not just you and your families and those that are close to you. So, what do you want readers to take from this book?
What I actually want for them to take from this book is that each and every one of us has an obligation as South Africans to try and try to make this country what we want it to be. Andy being a person who comes from he's the one who the story follows from his journey to from his background, to coming to Alexander and impoverished area. Try to sympathize with what the people are really going through, especially in the townships. But it is really about the story of South Africa. It is not a township story. It is a story about South Africa, and then that we need new heroes in South Africa. We need people who care for the masses. We need people who are ready to talk about what those who do not have. Being the voice of the voiceless. You understand? It's what I wish I can try to portray in the whole novel, and just to understand the hardships that the normal South Africans had to go through, are going through in this democratic South Africa. And regardless of race and
Mhm.
everything, we still have people from all races who are still suffering. And we just try to showcase that South Africa, is not only just this but rainbow nation. We still have potholes in this country that we need to clear out. On our road to a country that we can all be proud of. And then it's just that
Mhm.
South Africa is being talked as a rainbow nation, as a beautiful nation, but inside we still have these things that we try to hide underneath the carpet, and those things
Mhm.
need to be talked about as soon as possible.
And we have a long way to go. So far, how has your book been received by both fans and critics?
Yes, yes, because I have started, trying to publicize it from the 1st of August, and being a self-published author, the challenges are plenty because you have to do all the logistics and everything by yourself. But as far, people are liking it, and I'm getting to meet people who are interested. Just the word, I just want one being unique as it is, being a South African. A word, a lingo actually, turns heads all on its own. So I'm getting positive responses, and I'm hoping your listeners out there who are interested and might call in, and you might give them my number so that they can. But I'm getting positive responses, and really, it's a South African book. It's not just about guys in the township. It speaks a lot
Mm,
about what is happening in South Africa, especially with the politicians that we are living with today.
Now, do you think
So
that
that's my message.
there are enough books, or there are a lot of books that tell the South African story from the perspective of a South African, or is it just all, or majority of the ones that are people who don't really know South Africa?
To be honest, I do not have a clear survey of that, so I cannot really point it out. But from what I can just say from my own point of view, I think like so many of us, we are still trying to sugarcoat the truth, of what is happening. But I don't have a survey of that, and I don't think I would give you a clear answer. But I just hope, like many authors, we can be the voice, of South Africa, and we can tell the world about what is happening in South Africa, good or bad. And I just hope that the truth could not be sugar coated, and then the truth could be just told the way it is, so that even the next generation would know and not go through the same things that we or our forefathers went through.
All right. So now, how can our listeners get the book?
For now, because I'm coding by myself, and but I'm really looking for people who can help out. So if your listeners will maybe, yeah. But right now the book is to get is through phone call and through my email, and then my. Can I give you my phone numbers, or should I wait?
Yes, you may give it.
Okay, it's 078
Mm-hmm.
578 nine
Mm-hmm.
three six seven. Oh
All
seven
right.
eight 5789367, and my email is psychicana@gmail.com.
All right. Sai Kekana.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Simon. And lastly, what advice would you like to give to aspiring authors?
To those who are interested in putting their pen to paper, I would just like to say that they should just write something that they feel, something that comes from the heart. Being a writer, like, it's a very, like, powerful platform, and you are telling the people what you really feel, and then you might find that thousand people, you know, go hand in hand with what you're thinking. And I just want to tell them they should be brave. We need a country that speaks, especially living in this country where people steal without even thinking twice. We need people who can tell them that we are watching, and then this is a country that it needs to be built for those who aspire to be honest about it, regardless, and we should not be afraid to tell the story the way we feel like it.
Mhm. All right. Thank you so much for your time and good luck with your future endeavors.
Okay, thank you, man.
Right. Simon Kekana, the author of the book Magents 101. If you would like a copy, you can email him at sikekana@gmail.com. That's SIKEKANA@gmail.com. Alternatively, you can send him a text or phone call on 078 578 9367. And as I was going through the book, I realized, hey, this seems familiar. This seems like a TV series that I know. But well, it's not really. It's not the TV series because of the whole political person who is Andy and stuff. But it just seemed similar. And if you read it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about with the similarities. But yeah, South Africa is a country that is divided not just by race, but also by rich and poor, and it's a sad state of affairs, especially when people who are benefiting from apartheid are using apartheid as an excuse for their stealing and as an excuse for them to continue stealing. Just blame apartheid. Just say, no, it's apartheid. Let us stop, okay? There's no need to keep on blaming apartheid, but you're the thief in this all and you're the one who's actually benefiting. The country is supposed to be benefiting, not just a couple of individuals because they are in the higher powers and they have top seats up there. It's just unfair because they are the poorest of the poor. Those people that we don't even look to yet come to when the votes are needed. All right. So if you have any comments or queries or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, or you can send them to us on WhatsApp. The number is 0617660355. Do stay with us. We will be right back.